Hey, what is up, everyone? It is Rich. All right, welcome to 10 Minutes With. This was a request from Stardust Observer, Shinichi Sakamoto. I hope I'm saying it right. Hope I remembered it right. I have seen this artist's work online. I don't know his work, but I've definitely researched him more than once because I even recognized what he looked like when I saw him. This stuff is really, really great. So what I did today to pick this was I looked at all the videos that I had uploaded over the last 2 weeks. I picked one randomly, and then I just started looking through all the comments. I looked for a recommendation of a name that I didn't recognize, and that's how I picked it. So at least once a week, I'm going to do a blind pick like that, and the goal on that particular day will be to pick an artist that I don't know their work, that name recognition doesn't connect for me, and then we check it out. So let's go into full screen mode and check out Shinichi Sakamoto. I almost thought that this was the artist that did the book. I don't know if it's called Climber, something like that. But it didn't. When I went to Google and looked, it didn't look like it was in his credits. But there was a couple of pieces that may not be his work. So just let me know. But this is beautiful. I mean, it is really, really insanely awesome. Sometimes with textures like this on jackets and whatnot, these will be overlays with maybe detail put over them. Still really, really beautiful, and man, it just adds such like a nice level of detail to stuff. Mangakas are very, very clever with their use of patterns and whatnot. And when I mean patterns, I mean again, almost like screen tones, but you know, taking photos of things that they may use in their work. And I mean, it looks insane. I mean, this is crazily good. We only have 10 minutes. We got to hustle. Yeah, I've got another shot of this page too. This is really cool. I'm trying to find the best shot to show it. Just absolutely insane rendering. I almost, when I look at sometimes work like this, I do wonder how many people actually collaborate on a particular project. If it's the main artist and then, you know, one or two people, or if they have a team of 5 or 6. I know there's a couple of YouTube channels that I follow that were recommendations and things that I found on my own that go over the process of different artists' work. I almost feel like I've seen an interview with this artist too. Google has an auto-translate function, so if you ever are on a video, as long as it's not super old, a lot of times it'll auto-translate. They're not the best translations, but you can at least watch it. This isn't a great scan. I really like this piece, though. It reminded me a little bit of Elric, and I'm a huge like Elric fan and Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy and all that, so it's really, really cool. Man, it's a fun suggestion, so thank you, Stardust Observer. Hopefully you're excited that I picked it. And again, anyone's choice can get picked. I mean, I don't have to not know the artist. This is really nice. Now, let me know if you're familiar with this work or have actually collected this book. How frequently does this come out? Is this weekly, or is this something that comes out bi-monthly, you know, twice a month or monthly? Let me know, because I'd be curious. And then if it does come out at a certain pace, how many pages do they release at a time? I really don't know, you know. I generally see this stuff way after it's been done and it's already collected, and so I don't really know the rollout pace on things like that. But it's interesting to me because look, as someone who's done comics for a long time, trust me, I appreciate people that can actually produce at a clip. You know, it's great to take 2 or 3 years on a book and have it look perfect. It's also really interesting to see people that have to produce, you know, at different paces and are able to achieve high levels of quality. Because that's what ends up happening is you start to create a process that's very effective. This is great, man. So nice. Man alive. There's detail everywhere. It's like, bet you can't take a white piece of paper and draw everywhere. It's like, yes, I can. Man, that is crazy. See, now here's an interesting thing, too. Now, I'm not saying that this is what was done, but I'll point something out that I'm observing right here. Okay, so if you look in this upper corner right up here, this to me looks like a photo. So this area right up here that I'm circling, let me grab my stylus and a pen or a brush. I don't know if I'm on a color. I am on a color. This to me looks like a part of a photo that's been dropped in here. Not saying that it is. I'm just saying that that's what it looks like. But what's interesting is this doesn't. This doesn't. This doesn't. Now, you know, again, I'm not trying to debunk this art, to be clear, but people are interested in process, and with the digital tools that we have now, there's a lot of stuff that you can do, and has been being done for a long time. This is not a new thing. I always say, and I'll never say their names publicly, but there's a bunch of comic book artists, American comic book artists, that are what I consider a little bit deceitful with their stuff. They post sketches and stuff like that that I can clearly tell were traced from models and things like that. And it's not a big deal. It's only a big deal to me if you seem to skirt the issue and never mention it. It's like, you've been doing this for like 10 or 12 years. You ever going to say like that you know, trace poser models or DAS models? Because I see it in your work. Manga artists are just like, they just own it, you know, and are pretty upright, or, you know, upfront with their techniques and stuff like that. And still, I mean, this is beautiful. Man, that is crazy. But, you know, some of these flowers may be cloned. You know, it's very, very possible that like this and this is stuff that's been dropped in here. Now, they may not be like mirror images of each other. They may or may not. But, you know, you can still use bits and pieces of stuff. You know, you just use a section of this and just keep dropping it in, flipping it and whatnot. You know. Wow, look at that. Oh man, this reminds me a little bit of Captain Harlock when I see this. There's one particular series of Captain Harlock, the more detailed one. I think it's not the OG. I think it's a not more recent, but like a later version of it. Kind of has this look. It's one of my favorite. This is great shit though. I really, really like this a lot. I think this is just fantastic work. I'm losing track of time. It's so good. And also there's a huge glare on my screen, so I can only see parts of it right now. I love this area right here. Man, that is cool. But like this lace is probably dropped in, like these patterns right here. Oop. Look at that. Woo! I really like this with the jet black there. Man, that's cool. See, this was the stuff that I saw that this may or may not be of the letter. This looks, so this is Climb. So maybe he did do Climb, and maybe what it was is they didn't translate the name, because there was a couple of books that were in Japanese, and I'm nearly sure it's the same style. Well, I'm not saying that. They look similar. I'm not nearly sure. I'm actually completely unsure. But look at this. This is awesome too. Man, this is good shit. Yeah, because I found Climber on my own. What I mean by that is just I was looking at just random stuff one day, going through, just literally going to like one of those like read manga online sites and just clicking random books and just checking them out. And I found Climber and I was like, oh my god, or Climb, whatever it's called. I was like, this is like the best. This is the best shit that I've seen in a while. Like it had that kind of impression on me. This is awesome though. Fuck man, this all day. And twice a day. This is great too. Man, that is so cool. And again, this may be dropped in. Like they do the edges of the bushes normally, and then just drop in a nice texture right there. It really looks good though, honestly. The thing is I mean, you can, like, if you're really hardcore, you can get super psycho and just draw this stuff. Drawing leaves, like a bunch of leaves like this, is not that hard. In fact, It's quite forgiving, but you know, it takes time. That's the thing. But I mean, you can just literally go in and just start doing this, and then filling in all the black areas kind of as you go. And you do an area like that in a dense way, and just rotate them. You know what I mean? Like have some going like this. It's the same with flowers. Flowers are not. It's not that hard to draw a shit ton of flowers. It just takes time. That's the only thing is an area like this may take an hour, you know, or 2 hours. It depends on how big the artboard is, but you can do it. This is the kind of stuff that used to completely confuse me, and I'm talking like 10 or 15 years ago. I didn't realize how, like, I mean, you would kind of assume that it's some sort of screen tone, but yeah, I mean, to draw that, oh my god. You know who does work like this, though, is Jeremy Bastian, and he does draw it. Jeremy Bastian does Cursed Pirate Girl. He's really good. Nice guy, too. Very nice guy. See, this book is awesome. Maybe there's 2 books that I'm confusing, though, that have a similar theme. That could be possible, too, that there's 2 mountain climbing books. I never, like to me, that was so off the grid. I've been into comics for 25 years. It never, ever occurred to me to do a mountain climbing book. But it's a pretty great idea. Like, that was just that was out there in the wild, sitting there waiting for someone to use. You could really do some interesting stuff with it too. I mean, psychologically, because I know there's some kind of out there stuff in that book too. I've seen some panels where it's like some crazy shit, and then this is going back to the more I don't know, we'll call it medieval fantasy stuff. And this I think might have been a similar scene from the one that we saw before. It was a city shot with them drawing and courting someone. Now this could be a different. Maybe they do this all the time in the book. That would be a really, really bad way to go into the netherworlds. I'll tell you what. Ouch. Yeah, this stuff is so cool. So we should be at about 10 minutes. I don't think that there's too many left. Let me see really quick. We got 3 more left. All right. Works for me. Man, this is like some super vitamins for the morning. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful rendering on this. That is just, sweet. Fine lines. Beautiful. It's crazy because it almost looks like pencil to me. It's so thin. Man, that is beautiful. And it's just got such a nice warm glow to it. So what can I say? Stardust Observer. Grand Slam, my friend. I want more Grand Slams. More comments. If we get this to 100 likes, I'll do a longer video on Shinichi. And I don't think it's possible to probably do an interview with him, but we could try to get it to 200 likes. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I have someone that could possibly translate a conversation with us if I were able to get him. So it's not completely off the table. We had a girl that worked at Wildstorm that I'm still friends with that translated all the manga, and she probably would be into it. Honestly, I could see her being excited about the chance to do it. So who knows? I could have her write the letter and just say, hey, I have a friend who's a comic book artist. He's got a YouTube channel. You want to come on and just do a little chat and meet some, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't say American fans, but fans that we've all come together on YouTube. The YouTube. Sorry, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna get to work, and for Blaster Kid in another week, I'll start the transition from finishing Crystal Planet, getting everything that I had to get prepared for just the next few months. I'm done, and we'll do the fan art video. We've got fan art that was sent in about 2 months ago that we'll get to. But my priority was finishing Crystal Planet, and now my priority is to get my last 2 paychecks from them, stabilize my finances, moving into Blaster Kid, launch the campaign, and then we're just gonna have a lot of fun. So we're already having fun. I said yesterday on Patreon, I haven't uploaded the video yet, I'm more busy now than I think I've ever been, and I honestly thought when I finished Crystal Planet that I would be less busy. I feel like I'm more busy, but organization helps. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.